Oh, shit, I didn't mean to close all that stuff.
Way to go.
Well, I guess I was done with it anyway.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Peanut butter jelly time.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Where he at? Where he at?
There you go. There you go.
So stupid. Peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly. Peanut butter jelly.
How does that make any sense, dude? Hello and welcome to 8-Bit Dad. I'm Brian Ferguson.
And I'm Zach Rosenberg. 8-Bit Dad is the modern parent source for real fatherly opinions updated daily. And on this show, we talk about some of the top stories of the week on 8bitdad.com.
That's right, we are the founding fathers of 8-Bit Dad, and we like to share parenthood news from across the internet and tackle important issues within the fatherhood community. We feature exclusive interviews you won't find anywhere else, and we even blog about our own personal stories of triumph
or sadness. And if you have a story that you'd like to tip us off to, you can email us at dads@8bitdad.com. And if you'd like to contribute to us and give me my voice back, you can contribute to our website, and you can email us at contribute@8bitdad.com.
And you can follow us on Twitter, which is twitter.com/8bitdads with an S. And be sure to like us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/8bitdad. And we're also on Pinterest. There's interesting news about Pinterest. But, you know, if it's still around, you can go to pinterest.com/8bitdads with an S.
That's right.
So we are on episode 21. We are legally allowed to drink.
Which we did on show number 1.
We did it from show number 1 to number 19. And now we're doing it in the mornings. And unfortunately had the morning time change this morning, so we're an hour behind mentally.
So it's really 8:41.
It's really 8:41.
I hate it when people say, like, it's really so-and-so. Oh, it's blah, blah, blah. It's 9, but it's really 8.
Is it really
like, no,
8?
it's not really 8.
It is really 9.
It's really 9.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really 9:41 right now.
That's what it says.
But, yeah, I just hate it when people, like, everyone gets so hung up on the time change. Like it screws you up for, like, an hour. Like, let's be honest. It screws you up for, like, yeah, okay, no. Like, for me, it's like I wake up and I'm like, oh, and then it's kind of over after that.
Yeah, well, I'm different.
If you're in Arizona, the time doesn't change, right?
Is it really?
I think so. I think they've actively rejected the time change. So, like, when you look at the time change map, like, Arizona's, like, hashed out or something, so because it doesn't change. Or something.
There you go. So
if you're in Arizona,
yeah, if you're in Arizona,
join our Google Hangout and let us know. And if you're not in the Google Hangout, you wouldn't know that I'm saying this right now.
And really, no one is. So,
oh, hey, it's just us.
No one knows.
Perfect.
It's all good. So, anything fun this last week?
This last week,
you and your kid.
No,
any notable?
He's tough. Parenting's tough.
Is it?
Yeah. Fatherhood is tough.
Why is it so tough? Why so tough?
I don't know. It's like, you know, kids. Like you think you taught them something, and then they show you that you didn't, and you think you got it, and then you didn't, and you know.
Yeah, I personally can't wait for my daughter to start talking so we understand what the fuck she's thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, we can wait a little bit.
Yeah. Well, like, you never think, like, in all the movies with little kids, you always see these scenes where the kid just talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. And you, first off, think that that's just a movie thing. You're like, that's just them being funny in the movie. Second, you think, well, when my kid's like that, I'm not going to be as annoyed as the person that's on the camera. Because, you know, I love my kid and I love everything he says. Like, it's annoying. I love everything my kid says, but I mean, like sometimes when you just need to get something done, like you need to put him to bed, or you need him to eat, or you need him to get dressed or something, like I could do without, like, Daddy, I am Batman, and then, okay, son, you're Batman. And Daddy, yes, buddy. I am going to do my actions. Okay, you do your actions. And Daddy, what are we doing today?
Any excuse?
We're going to the store.
Any excuse just to
Daddy,
stay up.
blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, kid, let me put your shoes on. Go already. And I don't know. It's I love him, of course. There's a million other problems that you can have. I mean, he could not be able to speak, and then I'd be a lot more annoyed with that. So thank God he can speak. So
yeah.
But it's it's funny. It's like it's so like you hit that point and you're like, oh God. But everything evens out. I've always said, and there's no evidence that I've always said this anywhere, but that at every point of parenthood, you always think that you're at like the worst point.
Yeah.
And like and every time you get to like the next point, you're like, it's the worst point.
At least with the firstborn, because the second one you kind of have like an idea of what to expect.
Yeah, you know the timeline.
Yeah.
And you have another kid that can keep them busy. But yeah, it's like with your firstborn, it's like you always think like right when when you have a newborn, you bring them home and you're like, oh, this is the most amazing point. And then it's the worst point at the same time because you're like, oh, they're up all night and they won't sleep and blah, blah, blah. Then you get to like the next point when they're crawling or something. You're like, oh, this is the worst point. They can crawl. They can get around to everything.
And they start walking.
And you're like, oh, this is the worst. And they start talking. You're like, oh, God, this is the most worst thing out there. And then they, start driving. I don't know what comes after that. But, yeah.
My daughter's still shy. She's still going through the shy phase. We had a family thing yesterday, and
yeah, she's shy with like actual like the family that she always sees, or
she doesn't see them that often, like every few weeks to a month.
Still,
it's
still pretty constant.
Yeah.
She's shy with me, and she sees me every Sunday.
Yeah, I think it's a guy thing.
I'm also huge and menacing, and ensconced in pink.
Well, didn't we talk about that at one time about? Since I'm not home during the day and she's with my wife.
Yeah, she's female inclined.
She's, yeah.
Yeah.
But, she's still going through that.
Kids are as unique as fingerprints.
And snowflakes.
And,
probably not.
Other stuff.
But, so the other thing we wanted to talk about was, you talked to Huggies yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
How did that go?
It was. It went better than expected.
Did they say that they actively went and sought out everyone, like every public kind of blog, just to like have a conversation with them? Yeah.
So what happened, if you guys missed it, was that Huggies had released like a commercial about dads, and unfortunately, like if you watch this commercial with the sound off, it was fine. There was a bunch of dads in a room with their babies, feeding them, and it was, a nice, tender moment if it was on mute. But if you had the sound on, which everyone did, the voiceover said something like, we wanted to put Huggies to the ultimate test. And then they were implying, of course, that the ultimate test was, let's see if Dad could take care of the kid. Yeah. That's actually not what they meant, but that's what everyone took it as. And the internet went on fire about this. There was like a change.org petition. There was, everyone was sounding off about it. And there was just arguments on their Facebook page, and Brian wrote an article about it, and kind of covered what everyone was saying about it and the arguments that were going on Facebook. And so Huggies, which to their credit, they told me specifically on the phone that they never deleted anything off Facebook.
Yeah, and
as far as that's
what I praised them about in the article, is that they, this was like a very smart campaign, but also like props to, them not deleting or censoring the public from voicing their opinion. And
they said that on the phone. They said, we want everyone to know that we didn't delete anyone's comments,
and they totally did.
Addressed them. We found everyone that had a problem with the campaign.
I think they addressed them as much as possible. Yeah,
yeah. It was as much as a giant comment, because it's not just Huggies; it's Kimberly-Clark,
right?
And they also do like Kotex and Depends and some line of douches and
Nickelback.
like other stuff. Yeah.
They sponsor Nickelback.
So they were really receptive to everyone that had a problem with them, and surprisingly, their campaign really hit its shitstorm apex right before the Dad 2 Summit.
Oh yeah,
and
Grover 2.0 Summit.
And they already had the PR company that handles them, which is Edelman, and we're going to mention them again later. Don't want to ruin that surprise. They were already going to be going to that conference, and so the lady from Edelman, who was like the vice president of something that I talked to,
Edelman,
she she told the Huggies people, she said, you know what, you need to get down here right now. You need to get plane tickets. And Huggies said, yeah, sure, let's go. Let's go refurb our public opinion. And as one of the other bloggers said, and I think it was, I want to say it was Orrin Miller, the blogger father.
How did that come up?
We get some classy Google ads.
Blogger and father.
He said that they have used fathers in their campaigns before. And Huggies was quick to mention that on the phone also. They said, another blogger had put down, a commercial that we used to have. And I said, blogger and father, Orrin Miller. Yeah, he's my buddy. We operate in synchronicity or whatever the word is. I didn't say that, but
it's the police song.
I tried to make it look as good as possible for dads. Like, we all talk to each other, and this was a unified front, and blah blah blah. But I don't. To their credit, they said they pulled down the campaign. They've reworded things on Facebook in their campaign. They haven't deleted any of the comments. So they owned up to it, and they owned up to it. They apologized. The guys on the phone genuinely apologized, and they said, we did wrong, and we're going to make it right.
Yeah.
And I said, the best thing you can do is feature fathers in your commercials and just not fucking say it. Not say that you're doing it. Like, just do it. Don't talk about doing it. Just do it.
Yeah, don't make a big deal about them being a challenge or
Exactly, yeah.
But they changed the wording on this, and it says have Dad put Huggies to the test. So, instead of Dad being the adjective or the adverb or whatever, they have put a product. Have them put a product to the test instead of the product testing the dad.
Which I still
or the baby.
I'm not sure if I even get that. Like, it's like with diapers and baby products like this. Like, the test that one gender is going to put it to is not different than the other one. Like,
it's a neutral.
You put the fucking diaper on your kid's ass. Like, there's nothing that dads do that's different than moms.
Yeah.
Like, and if you try to make that a distinction, you're going to fail. And that's unfortunately what Huggies is finding really slowly. And what they're eventually going to say,
I think they were trying to do something new, and it just didn't turn out the way they wanted it.
They wanted to, and this is what they said. They wanted to address fathers, and they said, look, fathers constitute 1/3 of our market share, and we tried to address them, and we fucked up. And you know what I told them, which I hope cut them deep, was I buy Pampers? No, was that I actually looked in my kid's room, and we have like
Huggies.
90% Huggies, and they're great diapers.
Yeah, they're
if you want to send us some, we'll take them.
Except the jean ones. I don't have the jean ones.
Yeah, the jean ones now.
Yeah.
But I said to them that I don't know what I said to them.
Gay fathers.
I said they should show some same-sex couples in their commercials. I said, if you want to be really courageous, show some same-sex couples. And there was like dead air on the phone for 2 minutes.
They don't want to touch that.
Just kidding. I think they should.
Yeah.
But I forget what I said that was so fucking incredible.
Well, I think we'll have another article maybe.
Yeah, we're gonna do a follow-up because they deserve it. They deserve a follow-up. Unfortunately,
for taking it like a champ.
Like we've learned, the internet is written in permanent marker. So once something's Googled by or indexed by Google, it's kind of hard to disappear. So
like Santorum.
Like our picture of Adele's dad.
Oh yeah, I put that in the picture of. I put that in the front of the last two podcasts. In the.
Yeah.
I always have, in case you're looking for Easter eggs. I always put one. I put the same image in every one, and if you can find that image, and pause it and find it, we'll gift you a robot unicorn attack for 99 cents. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll send that to you if you can find the same exact image that's in every beginning series right before the title of the show.
I feel like we should start the show now.
Yeah, so the first one who does that, that's not related to us.
You stand to win a 99-cent
application
robot unicorn attack, which we established. If you look at our YouTube channel,
yeah, look at that. Game. Yeah, check our YouTube.
Full of erasure and full of
8BitDad.
Unicorns and robots, and I got past that part that I was really.
Oh, you did?
On.
Cool. Yeah.
There's just kind of more of the same after that.
All right.
Still fun.
But we did have a podcast question of the. Is this a podcast? I don't even know. Like some people say vidcast.
Yeah, we really haven't established what this is.
It's an episode.
A show? Is it a podcast?
I guess it's an episode.
Well, because whenever I say podcast to somebody, whenever I say podcast, they're like, oh, cool. So it's like just audio, and I'm like, well, no.
Yeah, because most podcasts are audio.
We need to see what the Joe Rogan show is.
What's that?
Have you ever watched that?
No, but I know
it's a pretty incredible. Like, if you ever have time, and you need to have time because it's like 2 hours long.
Oh.
They did one that was like 5 hours once.
Dude, that's terrible.
But the Joe Rogan show or podcast.
I get bored when our shows go after like half an hour.
I know. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not watching these assholes. My wife's like, that's you. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I listen to myself all day long.
Yeah.
But Joe Rogan, really interesting topics. They talk about, all sorts of shit, drugs and MMA and culture and
guy stuff,
government, and I mean they get like real into stuff sometimes. Like this guy at my day job watches their show like at work, and like he'll just have it going in another window, and it's interesting, but it goes for
yeah.
He like literally watched it for 3 hours one day at his desk, like instead of us listening to music in the office. But it was funny. So,
so what was the
podcast question?
What was it? I don't even know.
It was. Excuse me while I throw up in my hand a little. It was, what is one of the TV shows that you loved as a kid? And as my wife brought up, she didn't really know which stage of being a kid we were talking about. And I said, well, we left it intentionally vague because no one ever answers our fucking questions. So
she used to love Fraggle Rock.
So she said Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
Which she was going through shows. She's like, oh, well, I used to love a lot of things. I used to love Three's Company, and I used to love... this show and that show and HR Puff and stuff. And I was like, what about Fraggle Rock? And she's like, yes. I'm going to go comment.
Saren, who is, oh God, he had doesn't he have like a blog or something? I don't even know.
I don't know. He had something.
Yeah.
It comes up differently on this than it did on the
Papaverse.
Back end. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's one of the guys on Papaverse.
Is that
That's the Raul Colon.
We totally just mentioned his name just to mention it.
We totally did.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's really he's loyal.
He is. Very, very nice. Saren says in the 3rd grade, I liked Welcome Back Kotter. He even talked his mother into buying him a Welcome Back Kotter t-shirt.
Welcome back.
When was that on? Because I don't know if I saw that.
70s, 80s.
Okay, like so he's a little bit older than we are.
Yeah. Like if you're a kid and you're watching that. I mean, then again, my wife, is 31, probably 31, and she loved Three's Company.
Yeah,
and I did too. Does it make my dad seem like he was negligent if I was watching Three's Company?
Well, they kind of candy coated that show as like, oh, this isn't a threesome, but. Kind of is, but
really, Slacker's publishing to my timeline now.
Oh, there you go.
Keep it classy, Slacker.
So he got a picture, his school picture, publicized with this T-shirt, which he was very proud of. So,
trying to find this. My sister-in-law answered somewhere on here too.
I said I effing loved Voltron. Voltron was a shit. Yeah. If you don't know what Voltron is, which Daddy Confidential does not know what Voltron is. He said,
really?
WTF was Voltron. And
should we send him an episode?
I sent him this picture. I said,
don't you remember these guys?
This is the...
Oh yeah, that's like the classic pose.
The lions, yeah, with the sword.
The lions.
Yeah, that's when they all come together and make a robot. And it's the green, the red, the yellow...
Ching, ching, ching.
The black guy.
I'm not sure. The green, yellow, the black guy.
But yeah, Daddy Confidential says he loves Hong Kong Phooey, which is pretty righteous.
Which would be exactly why that Google ad came up.
That's why. Let the bullets fly.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
It starred some jive-talking dog janitor who fought crime. Is that what it was? It was a cartoon.
Hong Kong Phooey?
Yeah, it was a cartoon, right?
I don't know. I think he's above our age group.
Both Scooby-Doo and Dukes of Hazzard taught him a healthy disrespect for authority.
I think I was the only person that didn't like Dukes of Hazzard. I just didn't like...
I love the General Lee.
I didn't get it, I think.
I love the car.
I tried to watch it because of the car, and I was like, oh, sweet jumps from the car. And
dude, I always wanted that car just to be able to, like, jump in through the driver's side window with the door that doesn't open.
Yeah, I remember specifically, that was the one part of the show where I thought when I was little, like, I'm going to get in my car like that.
Yeah.
And I never did.
Nope.
There's so many things I wanted to do with my car when I got one when I was little, and once I got a car, I was like, AstroTurf on the inside of the car? No. Although that one might be kind of still.
That one might be kind of cool, actually.
So my sister-in-law
what did she say?
Said on my Facebook timeline, because that's clearly the place to put it, she said she liked Eureka's Castle in Fraggle Rock.
Okay.
So clearly the Fraggle Rock ran deep in my wife's family.
Yeah, I think my wife liked Gem.
Gem, yeah.
Yeah, that was like
the
her.
Holograms.
Yeah.
Strawberry Shortcake was another one that I know my wife watched.
Okay.
I'm like just telling you everything my wife used to watch here. I watched like everything when I was little. I remember I have a specific fond memory of watching like the WWF Superstars on Saturday morning, like all the old wrestling.
Anytime the Undertaker would come on, I'm like, yeah.
But even like before that, like before the Undertaker days, like the Bushwhackers and the Ultimate Warrior and like all that old stuff, like when Macho Man and Hulk Hogan were like teammates, and then they had the big thing where
they kind of
one of them kicked Elizabeth in the face, and then
it was just it was a bad scene.
Did you know Miss Elizabeth was killed by another wrestler, like literally killed, not like on their plot line,
like
I think by I want to say by Lex Luthor or Lex Luger or whoever, one of those dudes from like
Lex Luthor, like the villain.
Well, that's like who he was,
right?
I'm sure, but one of those other guys like killed her, like literally killed her.
Wow.
In Miami. All these details might not be real, but I'm pretty sure she was killed by another wrestler with Lex in the name in Miami, in the study with the pipe wrench. No, but I think there was I don't know. There's a lot of people that die in wrestling, so can't keep track of them. You could, and there's websites, but.
So
did we just kill the show?
Chris Wagner says emergency. This was the ER before ER.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so. You know that lame firefighter show?
No.
All right.
I don't remember it. No offense.
How about Chips?
I was watching like Saved by the Bell.
Remember Chips?
I do. I watched that actually.
Yeah.
Eric Estrada and the white guy.
Baker.
Who everyone hates the fact that like no one knows his name.
Baker. Ponch and Baker. I mean, how can you forget a name like Ponch?
Totally.
But he went to high school with Baker's daughter, Wilcox.
Baker's daughter.
Wilcox.
Wilcox.
Wilcox. Larry Wilcox's daughter. He had a huge crush on her.
And why not?
And, of course, she wanted nothing to do with his dorky ass. That happens.
That certainly happens.
Sorry, Chris. Sorry that didn't work out. It happens.
You know that I snubbed Anna Faris when I was like 12?
That's fine.
My dad was like in a movie with her. Like, and she was like... My dad was in this movie, and it was like some TV movie about some kid that gets kidnapped or something. And there were like two daughters like that he had in the movie, and I was like hanging out with one of them, and the other one was Anna Faris, and like we wouldn't let her hang out with us. Like we were like sitting back with our like boxes of Cracker Jack, and like we'd go off and sit somewhere and talk to each other, and like Anna Faris would like come and find us, and we're like, we don't want to hang out with you. And now look at her.
Well, maybe that just kind of...
I'm happily married, but I'm just saying, if that could have gone on for some time, like before I was married...
Yeah.
I was pen pals with this other chick for like years. And by years, I mean 2. 2 years. I could have been pen pals with Anna Faris and sold those letters on eBay or something.
You sort of got outbidded.
Totally. I have a picture of my dad
right.
with Anna Faris as 12.
Price is Right style. Now. You said 860 and someone else said 861.
Boom, 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 boom.
Whoa. Jenna Camano.
Oh, do we have more answers?
Just one.
I'm like not even on the...
Says, I think it's a guy. JN Clamondo. 7. I was glued to the tube watching Mask. And no, not the Jim Carrey cartoon either. I don't know if there's a cartoon with Jim Carrey, but...
I think so. I think there was a Mask cartoon.
Is it really?
I think that some ad wizard was like, man, this is crazy. He can be a cartoon. And
I totally remember Mask.
I do. I had the toy.
I had the toys.
Yeah.
I had them along with G.I. Joes, like fighting...
Didn't the car like transform also?
Yeah.
Or something?
No. Well, the Mask, they had
it turned like a boat or something, like from a car to a boat.
No, it was a plane. It was a Mustang, and you pressed like this little thing on the top, and the gull wings would pop open.
Yeah,
and you can like fly it. You know, that's like. Oh, God,
I remember that. I totally destroyed it, of course.
My favorite toy when I was growing up. Because my friend, I went to a birthday party. I remember this totally like it was yesterday. I went to my friend Brian, who was in my grade school, and we were like friends. Like this was like maybe 4th or 3rd grade or something. And he got the God, I can't remember the name of it, but it was that red Mustang, and it was like the sweetest car ever. And I was like, oh my God, when my birthday comes around, I'm so asking for this because it was so bitchin'. I remember playing with his toy like while he was like out like partying like in his house in the backyard or whatever. Like everyone else was like having fun, and I'm like, yes, this car's awesome, yeah. But yeah, I totally got that, and it was like the sweetest car I've ever gotten.
Yeah, I remember having it and destroying it.
But yeah, Mask was awesome.
That and my, oh, there it is.
What was it called?
I don't know. Car.
Thunderhawk. Yeah, we had a
Camaro.
Oh, it was a Camaro. God damn.
If you're on our Google Hangout, which you're not,
not,
you can see this right now because I'm screencasting.
Yeah. But
we established that you're not, so...
Oh, God. That brings back so many memories.
Totally.
Wow, we ate up a lot of time.
Learned a whole lot of... Well, there weren't any stories this week, so see you next week.
See you next week. Whoops, I just closed my browser. Okay. So, first story, which is kids' toys that should really exist.
Tom's not watching. We could speed through it.
Yeah, we can just kind of pop through this.
Graze through. No, he had some good points.
This was a really great post. My daughter's flipping her shit.
Yeah.
This was a great post by Tom Burns.
Tom Burns of Building a Library.
Buildingalibrary.com. No relation to Mr. Burns, but he can be called Mr. Burns because he's Tom Burns. Yeah, there was... first one was Alice from Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland in full body armor. Battle armor, yeah. There you go.
Strong female character. Very cool.
Scooby-Doo villains action figures. No one had the villains.
True. You could buy the bus, I think.
Yeah. Any Tiny Titans toys?
Now, I didn't know anything about Tiny Titans.
I had no idea what these are.
I looked it up after he had mentioned it, and it looks like an incredible series. It's basically like these superheroes that are like in grade school or something. Yeah. And it looks awesome for kids, and the series is getting canceled. So
is it really?
That's the end of that. That's I think why you can't find any of those toys is because that series has like run its course. It's come and gone.
It looks like it was because Illustrated was in 2007.
Yeah.
It was pretty recent, I guess. Right?
Yeah, it's done its thing. It's by these two guys at DC Comics, Art Balthazar and Herbert.
Oh, right.
And they're doing a new thing with Superman. It's called like Superman Family Adventures, where it's pretty much what it sounds like. But yeah, I looked at that. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, totally.
Like little Robin and little like Aquaman and
yeah, that'd be cool.
Hawkeye or Hawk, whatever the fuck his name is.
The Flash. That's the Flash.
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
I don't know what that guy with the arrows.
Oh,
I don't know.
He's
in the fucking Justice League. He's like the guy in the Justice League that no one ever knew because he was added on later.
Aquaman. No.
Hawk.
That's Aquaman.
Hawk Arrow.
Aquaman was so stupid.
Hawkman. Dude, Aquaman, he could talk to fish.
Fuck that.
He'd be like, trout, attack!
That was so stupid.
Salmon, I command you to swim upstream.
He was just a Nazi.
Nazi?
Yeah. All he did was, like, command his troops and just sat back looking like
But his troops were fish and dolphins and shit. I'd love that power.
Guy sucks. Inflatable Godzilla kaiju. Is that how you say that? How do you say that? I don't even know. Kaiju style monster suits with cardboard towns that kids can destroy. This would be awesome. I
think anytime you dress your kid up like Godzilla and let him destroy something,
anything that you can desroy is always a good thing, as long as it's cardboard. You know, doesn't
which
hurt him.
brings up the
no paper cuts.
This brings up the interesting idea that when all the Halloween stores are doing their clearances, that's totally when you should buy costumes like a couple sizes bigger than your kid. And then during the year when it's not Halloween, dress your kid up like stuff and play with them.
That's a good point, yeah.
Like, that's the time to do it. Like, when all these Halloween costumes are, like, on... Like, you know, like, the day before Halloween, they're all, like, $30. The day after Halloween, they're all, like, $4.
Yeah.
Go buy them at $4, a couple sizes too big, and your kid will love you in July when they could dress up like Batman.
I totally just yawned in the middle. The story isn't bothering. The story isn't bumming me
I know
out,
your
right?
eyes were, like, super watery. It looked like you just got really sad right there. But good post by Tom. Tom's got another good one on the way about Disney princesses.
Oh, cool.
It's like this long, so I'm trying to edit it down or cut it up or decide if it's going to go in a couple days so that we can trick his fans into coming to our site 2 times.
Yeah.
Instead of just 1.
Fucking time change, dude.
Let me do it to you. So,
next story.
So, our next story was the bad Dadvertising on the Hyundai Azera.
Yes.
This one's a quick one. Even quicker than what we promised the other one to be.
All right.
But, you know, you can basically read the whole thing on the site. Interesting thing about this, as I was watching the commercial and I was making some smart-ass comment in my critique of it, I said something like, you know, either we're to believe that this is some alternate universe where fathers have not made it past 1982, or we're in some sort of odd Wes Anderson scene.
Yeah.
And then I realized, once I looked the commercial up, that it actually is a Wes Anderson directed commercial. So shame on Wes Anderson, because this commercial is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It is, if you haven't seen it...
It's supposed to be, like, hilarious. Like, there's a kid in the cupboards. And...
Yeah, there's this father... And here comes my allergies. Here's this father. I'm going to be, like, worthless in 2 minutes. There's this father, like, in the kitchen trying to, like, make dinner, and he's on a phone, a landline corded phone.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got those. You know, like I said, Wes Anderson.
Right.
And there's, like, this big tracking shot of, like, his house in chaos, basically. There's a kid eating frozen peas. There's a kid in the cupboard. There's, like, a girl dressed like a witch with, like, a helicopter. There's all sorts of shit. There's a kid playing drums in the background, and the dad's like on the phone with mom saying like, "When are you gonna get home? Oh my god, I need you here."
And she's like chilling in the park in the driveway.
Yeah, and the mom's in the driveway, like in her car, just using like the voice feature, the Bluetooth link. You know, it's so dumb. It's like it makes moms look stupid too, and it makes dads look stupid. It makes them look like they have a shitty marriage. Like, so dumb. There's better ways to do car commercials, and we linked to one, the VW Is It Fast commercial, which was great.
Yeah.
Volkswagen's done some pretty good commercials.
Darth Vader kid one.
The Darth Vader kid one, which was another good dad one, because dad saves the day by
it was totally cute and harmless.
Yeah, totally.
And great. You know, it was funny.
Yeah. So, you know, not much else to say about the Hyundai one, except shame on you, Hyundai.
Yeah, whatever.
Hyundai, I don't know.
Yeah, you can learn a thing or two from Edelman and Huggies.
Yeah.
There you go. But it wasn't like terrible. Like
it wasn't like
it wasn't like the language wasn't.
It wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it was bad.
Yeah,
it was bad for image, but not for. It could have been worse.
Yeah,
could have been better.
There you go.
Could have been a Volkswagen ad. Although their Super Bowl ad this year wasn't that great.
It was pretty lame, actually. What was it?
The dog that like loses weight so he can get out the doggy door and run after the car.
Yeah, and then there was the
and they put the Star Wars
Cantina.
Yeah, they're like, let's put that in at the end because everyone loves Star Wars. Oh, and by the way, we're getting money from Lucas for the 3D movies. Gotcha, fuckers.
We're just practicing for when we're 80 and get off my lawn.
Get off my lawn, you fucking kids.
Speaking of kids, I have no segue for this. One-year-old plays drums but can't use the toilet. I don't know why. Amazing. This kid can keep a brilliant time.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't know how old he is in the 1-year-old spectrum.
But I think any
because he is of the non-white race.
Dude, what?
So
what's that have to do with anything? Usually I'm the one that drops the race bomb.
No, but like, okay, so he might be shorter. And no, like he might be he might be closer to 2.
Okay.
Because he might still be 1. My daughter is like, she looks like a 3-year-old and she's 17 months.
My kid looks like he's 16 and he's 3.
But so, in other countries, they look younger than they are.
A little bit more petite. They're not cranking as many harmful chemicals into their food, and so
right there you go. They can live longer too.
Yeah. They don't age like smokers.
So
by eating hot dogs.
Danced around that pretty good.
We're not racist. We're just funny.
We're tired. Yeah, it's just
so
it's
tired.
Early. It's time change. But this kid might be like closer to 2. I don't know.
He's fucking 1. It doesn't matter. He's 1.
Yeah, whatever.
He's great at the drums.
Oh, what's
up? Whoa,
dude?
Hey! Hello, sir.
Just got the kitty face.
And your kitty mask.
All right. That surprised us. This, he's a cool kid. Whatever. You can keep great time. There you go. Next story. Just get it over with.
Watch the video. It's good.
Watch the video. It's a kid playing drums, and he's cool.
We'll shoot through this next story too, because it's not that interesting.
Well, it's 33 minutes. We're all good.
We got that. I wouldn't say we're
maybe
all
34.
Good. We're good enough. Though.
Maybe 35.
So the next story up is Ad Age talks about dads and brands.
Now, what is Ad Age?
Which Ad Age has been doing a lot lately.
What is Ad Age?
Ad Age is it is a magazine that focuses on advertising.
People
and
still make
marketing.
magazines?
Ad Age would be the only one. If you go to the newsstand, it's like Ad Age and Hustler.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, that's it.
Well, guys need an excuse to go to the bathroom, so that's fine.
Ad Age, if you're into like marketing and advertising and stuff like that, it's actually pretty interesting. Pretty interesting magazine. For a good read or so.
Yeah.
They talk to us and the kitty guy in Google. Well, I'd call that a successful Google Hangout.
There you go. Yeah, kitty guy.
With kitty guy.
There you go.
So did he just leave? Was that it? So Ad Age had talked to us
he's still there.
back in October or something like that about the fact that dad brands or their brands are not looking at dads and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. So Ad Age covered dads again, thanks to Edelman, who we had talked about before, and the Parenting Group, who runs parenting.com. Parent Group and Edelman teamed up to do some stats on things, and they found basically dads are grocery shopping, or at least think they are. That was kind of it.
That was it?
There was a bigger...
I don't know, you can talk more about this if you want. Like,
I don't know,
dad's now almost economically viable. This
was like, it's kind of, I don't know. The graphic on the article was kind of the main point of the Ad Age article. They didn't really go into the rest of the survey, and I couldn't find it. I didn't look that hard, but I couldn't find it.
All right.
But basically, this guy Matt Carmichael, who wrote the Ad Age article, his whole idea was basically look at this giant percentage of fathers that are doing things.
Yeah.
And his best comparison was the comparison of the stat where fathers said that their dads were basically not doing any sort of grocery shopping or purchasing or anything. So
is that an actual stat? 82% of fathers whose kids are less than 2 years old feels like there's a societal bias against dads?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then if for dads of any age, or with kids of any age, it was like 66. So clearly fathers, no matter what age their kids are, think that there's a societal bias against fathers.
Yeah.
Like over 50%.
Wow.
So that's important. And I think it's because of commercials.
That's like more than the president's
Hyundai
approval rating.
Yeah, totally.
That's actually probably on par with how many people still think that he's a Muslim.
And that he doesn't have a birth certificate.
And he doesn't have a birth certificate.
That's larger than the percentage of people that are in favor of gay rights in the United States.
Or legalizing marijuana.
Or legalizing marijuana, 50%.
Yeah.
According to a 2011 poll.
There you go.
Not that I know. But one interesting thing is Edelman had their hands in this one, and Edelman has their hands in the Huggies incident. So what we are to believe is that Edelman is actually a pretty father-friendly PR organization.
Right, but I don't think they made the commercial of the
companies Huggies. To watch.
I don't what? I don't know. Is there like a graphic that's going to come down?
Companies to watch. Edelman PR.
Yeah.
Who I've dealt with in the video game market also. They handle like Xbox's PR.
Oh, okay.
I think Microsoft. Maybe.
Who made that commercial though, the Huggies thing?
I don't know.
This episode
Huggies?
is all over the place.
I know. We're
It's terrible.
not gonna go to air. So
It's time change.
there's not much to say about that ad age thing, except that dads matter.
Yay.
Probably.
Maybe.
If you're asking Edelman PR, yes. If you're asking the rest of the world, no.
Not really. Sort of. Kind of.
And 20% of you believe that there's no societal bias.
Do we have any upcoming events?
I'm going to say no.
All right.
We've got more articles by more people. Which
We
is
were
exciting.
notably not at the Dad 2.0
Summit.
Grover 2.0 Summit in Austin, Texas, which was sort of piggybacking the South by Southwest sort of thing.
Yeah, that kind of made me feel a little weird about that.
Yeah.
Like that it wasn't just a dad summit, it was also Dad Summit, boys weekend. I'm not criticizing anyone that went. I'm sure you learned a lot of great things about people that we talk to every day on Twitter already.
Yeah.
But
It seems weird.
it was, to me, a little suspicious. I'm not casting any sort of doubt on these guys. I'm sure a lot of great things were said. Fucking laptop is like
I know.
burning. Do you feel this? Like, feel that right there.
Mine's hotter, dude.
Like, is that like...
Feel that?
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit,
Fucking burning my...
fry eggs on this. I am
Feels like
frying
I
my
got-
eggs on this. So, I don't know, Dad Summit. I actually have a couple of people that are writing me little summaries that I want to try to get up on the site.
All right.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but...
We'll see. So, if you want to contact us and suggest stories by emailing... No, I just totally fucked that up.
Let's just start the show over.
Let's do it again.
Hello and welcome to...
You can contact us and suggest stories by emailing us at dads@8bitdad.com. Or you can learn how to become a writer. Are we still doing that?
Sure.
Okay. That's not the right one. By emailing us at contribute@8bitdad.com.
And you can like us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/8bitdad.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter, which is twitter.com/8bitdads with an S.
And you can repin our bullshit on Pinterest, and that's pinterest.com/8bitdads.
All right.
You can also enjoy our presence on Google+.
Google Plus with
And that is
the plus for
plus.google.com/ like 20 numbers.
104.
Oh, wait. I think I got it.
113817329037.
691078222.
There you go.
That number again, 113-817-3290373691078222. Google Plus.
Thanks, Google, for giving us a
Such
awesome
a
URL.
Vanity URL. It's like the opposite of a vanity URL.
It's like a prison number.
The URL that you never want to show off.
We should totally get on that. What is it? The live hangout thing, or whatever where you can.
Google Hangout? We're on that.
No. Like the.
See?
Not that. The other one where fuck. I'll tell you after the show.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Whatever. So that's it for this week's episode of 8-Bit Dad.
TED Talks.
I'm Brian Ferguson.
Oh, and I'm Zach Rosenberg.
Until next week.
Go out and fuck somebody. What?
We'll get you pregnant.
Hey, but Dad, we'll get you pregnant. Not if you're a man.
Well, you can't exclude that much.